Hello and welcome. My name is Edmundo Rubio, and in this video I will teach how to add content to the website for the web development program for the refugees. First, let me show you the site where we're going to be working. If you go right now to class.mycode.website. This is the URL right now. It will change in the future because this site right now is hosted in my server. Upon completion, this site will be migrated to the servers for the Utah Department of Work Services. But right now, let me give you a show of the site. This site is for the web development class for the Utah Department of Work Services. In this case, we are focusing towards high school students. The most important part is right here in courses. Right here, you will be able to find the 3 different introductory courses or classes for the web developing. Right now, let's gonna log into one of these ones as a student so you see how the site works inside. Right here, you can see the curriculum. But let's gonna go back to the overview. In the bottom, you need to click Enroll. Even to log in, you need to click the word Enroll. If this is a place where we're going to put our credentials. Right now I'm going to be logging as a student. Input your password and click Login. I will be providing username and passwords to all of you so each one of you can contribute into the content. But right now we are doing a tour as a student. So right here you can see that we have the course is divided in sections. Section 1, Section 2, Section 3, Section 4. Each section is 1 day of class and 1 hour of class. Let's gonna review one of these ones. For example, let's gonna review Section 5. This is already done, but I want to show it to you so you can have an idea of how the content that you are going to be creating, how we are expecting to be. So let's go on a review to the 5th class, which is this content is intended to be for 1 hour. As you can see right here, we are explaining what is the if. We even put a diagram, a little bit of code that they can put in their computer so they can experiment. A little bit more of code. Right here, we have even a small example, small detector programmer. You are programming the code for a smoke detector. The setting on the detectors are as follow. The detector will analyze the smoke levels every 5 seconds. When the smoke level is 2 or less, do nothing. When the levels are 3 or higher, turn on the alarm. And right here, we have a very simple code that it says bar smoke is equal to 2, and if it's then we are asking the student to plug this code in their own computer and they can test it and play with it. You can complete the class or just hit next. I'm gonna complete right now. I'm gonna hit complete. When you hit complete, you can see that we have a check mark right here. This check mark means that the class has been completed. The I means the class has been seen but not complete. Let's gonna go to the next one. Right here, we have the else statement. A small description, some code, and this is very important. Each one of you will have one account for plural side. This account is going to be provided by the Utah Department of Work Services, so you can go and review, because each student will have a account for plural side. So it's highly recommended and advised that you include videos of plural side in your classes that you create. For example, I'm going to click in this one right here, and if you can see, this one is directing me to plural side. And as you can see right now, is about the class that it was directed. It was the introduction to contraflow, which in this class is, so you can go to plural side and select whichever video course, and you can pinpoint exactly what portion or part of the video you wanna choose. So to do that one, you just need to click right the specific part and copy the URL and then put it in your content. But let's gonna go back to the tour. So basically right here we explain what is the else, we give an example, the teacher in the class will explain the example to the students are provided with videos that can help them. Then it comes another small program, and it says you are working on the new welcome software for the customers of Delta Airlines. There are two types of customers, regulars and VIP. The software identifies what type of customers and provide a welcome message. For regular customers, welcome aboard. For VIP, welcome VIP, enjoy the flight. And basically we just explain, create a code, we ask the students to copy this code and run it in their computers, and they can talk about it in class. So let's gonna go a little bit faster. The next one is the else if. Same thing, description, a little bit of code, one video from plural side, and another small example where we can use that code. So you see we have one small byte size, a second small byte size, a third one, the 5.3 byte size. Then we have a small coding exercise. This exercise is going to be done in class. This is the very last thing before the students go home. Create a program that checks the grades of a student and provide the console output depending on the values of the grade. When the grade is 90 or higher, say congratulations on our student. When it's less than 60, you fail, take the class again. For any other grade, say good job. So basically in this one they need to use the if, else, and if else statements. So basically this from 5.1 to 5.4 is gonna be material that is gonna be in class 1 hour. Then we have the homework. Let's gonna review the homework for this specific, this is the 5.5. And basically right here I just create, basically we are asking to create a program that will very similar to the one that we did before, but right now they have different grades, A, B, C, C+, D, a little bit more complicated. Give them something to use everything that they learn in the class. So this is the homework for them. And the next part is very important. It's always make a quiz. Each quiz, the student is allowed to do the quiz 4 times, and it needs to have at least 75% done. Later in this video, I will be teaching you how to create the content. Right now, I just want you to see what the student is gonna do, so you know what to prepare. Let's gonna review really quick the quiz. And it looks like I already took this quiz several times, showing you guys. So I'm gonna take another quiz because this one has already failed. The reason why I only allow the students 4 tries is because after that, if they fail, they have to go with the teacher, or the teacher can find out who is struggling where. Let's go and review another quiz. Right here, we have start the quiz. This quiz is about the if part 2. As you can see right here, in this one I only give them 10 minutes. And then I have questions, and I'm just gonna click one, and I'm gonna put just finish the quiz. Okay, and let's gonna see. In this quiz, I only have one question. I need to add more questions to this one, and I just have the right question, and I already passed the quiz because I give the right answer. So basically, this is the structure that the class will have. And I just wanted to give you a feeling of about the class. Going back to the place where are the courses, you can see that we have one for web design intro. Basically, this is HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap. One for JavaScript and one for WordPress. And we need to provide, actually, we are going to be creating content for all of these ones. The 3 courses is a single class, but it's divided in 3 different sections that I need to take. Now, you might have some questions about this class, and for that reason, I create a documentation page in my blog where you can go and find some answer to those questions. You can find that one in my blog. My blog is blog.mycode.website. I'm going to be sending you this link in the email, so you don't have to memorize this one right now. When you go right there, in miscellaneous, web development class, content creation documentation. And you don't have to worry about learning I'm going to send you a specific link to this page. Right here is this blog post is intended just for us, the volunteers who will be creating the content for the classes, not the ones that are going to be teaching. This is for the ones that are going to be creating the content. And basically, right here I explained that it's for the Utah Department of Work Services, the Refugee Division. And right here, target audience, mostly high school students, but they told me there are going to be some adults too, but it's for complete beginners. The due date, when we need to have the whole content finished? In the first week of October 2017. We do have time, but we need to work on it. The class schedule, and right here it's a big explanation of what is the class schedule, but it's going to be 2 hours on Saturdays. Read this part so you can understand how the class is going to be structured. But basically it's 2 hours every Saturday. The online portal, right here is a link to the class, basically to this site right here that I already give you a tour. Content creation work. I'm gonna be giving you username and passwords in an email so you can log in as an administrator and add the content. Then what to do or what content to add. I'm gonna be back in this one in a minute, but this is very important. I need to review this one right now with you. Communication. We are the content creators, and for that reason we have a Slack channel that is already for this class. It already exists, and this will be the place where we're gonna have the communication. And actually I specifically create one channel that is called content creation. That right there is a place where we can ask questions to each other. Teaching. Right here is if you would like to teach one of the classes once in a while, or you have a friend, right here is going to be a link with the schedule and how to add content. Right now you see a video with a singer, but this is the place where I'm going to be putting in the video that I am recording right now, so you guys can come and see how to add content, because that's what we're going to do in a minute. But before we go there, we need to review this part. What to do. And let me read this part right here. You need to read as well, and says, to have order, we need to know who is doing what. Otherwise, we run the risk of 2 or more people working on the same section, and that will be bad. To avoid that, we will be using Google Spreadsheet. and a color code that shows what parts are done and what parts are in development, and by who, and what sections no one has work on, so you can take one of those ones and you can work on that one. Let me show you the Google document where we're going to be working. So basically we know who is working in what section, so we don't step in each other's toes. And right here is the color code that I mentioned before. If you can, green means it's a section that is already finished. Right here are the sections. First of all, let's going to review the name of the sections for each class. As you can see, we have 15 class for the JavaScript, 1 hour each. Right here we specify that it's 1 hour. And we have 16 classes for web design, which is HTML, CSS, Bootstrap. 1 hour content for each class. And finally we have six classes, 2 hours each for WordPress. And right here is the name of the class and what is the description of the content that it should be teach in that specific class. For example, right here, in the week 7, in the class 7, we're going to be teaching arrays. Now let's go and review really quick the color content. Green means it's done. You can see right here that it's green and who created. Eventually, right now, those are the names of the people that are contributing: Andrew Jerson, Edmundo Rubio, Jacob Evans, and Michael Russell. I will be providing username and password as administrator to this site to each one of you. I will be also providing a username and password with your own personal plural site subscription, so you can review and you can add some of the videos right there. So in this case, if you would like to work in one of these ones, you just need to mark it. If it's yellow, that means that somebody is working in that one. For example, these ones are yellow because I already did a lot of work in those ones. Basically, yellow means somebody's working on this. Do not take it. If it has this beige bone color, that means that nobody's working in that one. If it's green, basically means I'm done. If it's red, means that you're having problems and you need help from one of us. In this example, in this video, I'm gonna create the content for one of the classes, so you see how the process is from beginning and end. The beginning of the process is that you come to this page right here and see what is done, what is in progress, and what is not. And you choose one that nobody is working on it. For example, this one right here, arrays. Nobody's working on this one, so I'm going to mark it as yellow. And I'm going to add my name right here. So everybody knows, don't work in arrays because Edmundo is already working on that one. To add the content, we need to log in as administrator. And the way to do that is we go to the same URL the students go /wp-admin. After you type this specific class, my code, that website /admin, enter. This is the site right now. I will be giving you, each one of you, a different admin username and a different password. So each one of you have access to this place. Now I'm going to log in as administrator the same way that each one of you will do it. This is nothing but a WordPress. I did not create this site from zero. You can see it right here. It's nothing but a regular WordPress. And the place that we're going to be working is this plugin right here that is called Learn Press. To add content to the different classes, click Courses. Right here you will see the different courses that we have. As do you remember this part right here, we have the web design. If you would like to add content to one of these ones, it's very simple. You just need to click web design, edit. In this case, I'm gonna be showing you how to add into the JavaScript, but it's the same process to the WordPress, to the web design, or the JavaScript. In this case, I'm going to go to the JavaScript. You can click edit or use the JavaScript. I'm going to click right now. Right here, you can see the sections that are already created. Somebody else created them, so just leave them right there. You need to go to the very bottom to add a brand new section. Something that I want to tell you is very important that you know is if you want to create a class format, you can create it right now. Doesn't matter if the other sections are not done yet, because we can shuffle these classes very simple. The most important thing is remember to put the number. Very important, so we know where to shuffle them. Let me show you how we can do that one. I'm gonna grab it right here and I'm gonna put it right there. And do you see right now we have 6 and then we have 5. Let me put them back to the original places. The reason why I show you this is because right now the next class is gonna be class of section number 7. But if you want to create section number 13 and nobody else has created work on it, don't worry, go ahead and create section number 13. As you can see, I am skipping some of the classes and I'm creating content, so you don't have to wait until somebody does the for loop so you can do the coding practice or the object. No, you can go straight and create the class number 13, leave it right there, and eventually we're gonna be placed in the right place. Just make sure to put section and the right number so we know where we're gonna add the title, so we know where is gonna be its place after everybody is put it in the classes or the content. Okay, today we're gonna be working in section number 7. So right here I'm gonna say section 7 and the name arrays, and actually it's just 1A. After that one, you need to create right here, you need to create the titles that you are gonna be working or you're gonna be creating. I already prepare the class ahead of the recording so I can do it faster. The first section is what is the array? Right now, I add 8 different sections, but now I want to add a quiz. To be able to add the quiz, you need to see how right here, I click this portion right here, and now it changes to become a quiz. And I'm going to just put the title quiz. And after that, I want you to see something very interesting. See this one right here? I have a pencil icon right here. That means that I can edit this one right here. See this one right here? I don't have the pencil icon. I have the trash icon. That means that I can throw them to the trash. That means I create a section and I add different lessons, but I cannot add the content yet. I need to go to the top and save the course before I can start adding the content. And right now it's saving the changes that you made. It's gonna refresh. See this icon right here in the corner? Say I am saving the changes. Let's gonna wait until it finishes. It's done. Now let's go down to the new section that we create, section 7. Now, can you see each section already have the pencil? That means that we can start adding content to these sections. Okay, let's gonna start. In this case, I did a lot of lessons. You don't have to do that many. If you see in some other ones, I only have 3 lessons, or like here, right here, 1, 2, 3, and coding exercise. You don't have to do a lot of them. And actually, remember, this is supposed, from the first lesson to the coding exercise, is going to be just 1 hour. So do not put too much content. Now that you already create this part right here, it's time to start adding the content. Before anything else, wait until this icon right here says it's ready. And after that, I want you to go to the very bottom and it says lesson duration. And this is very important. You need to do this one for every single lesson that you create. Change it to 0. If you don't do that, that specific lesson is going to be closed after 30 minutes or whatever minutes that you say right there. So we need to set up that one too. And then right here is just WordPress. We just start typing the content. In this case, I already prepared the content to make the class faster. You can prepare the content in advance for you as well, or you can, or sometimes I just open right here and I start creating the content on the fly. What's an array? What's an array? I give a small explanation of what is an array, and actually right here I give them an example and I say image of address. You can come and see later what I am creating right here, but right now I'm going to show you how to add pictures. Add media, this button right here is going to send you to this place right here where I have a lot of pictures that I already used before, but it doesn't. Those are the pictures that I used in previous classes. I'm gonna upload a new picture that I want to use for this class. Select files, and in this case, I know that I have the file in my desktop, right there. This is drawer, and I'm gonna open that one. Right now, you see this line right here. When you see the picture right there, then you're going to be able to click this button right here that it says insert into page. And right there, you have it. You can if you click this button right here, you can manipulate the size. Right now I want full size, but you can make it smaller, medium, and some other attributes. I'm going to hit escape just to go out of this, okay? And I even give them an example of what is an array right here. After, so this part, it's just a byte size, very small one. I make sure that I have 0 minutes and make sure that you are not allowing comments. This is a blog post, so I'm not allowing comments. If they have comments, they can use the Slack channel to communicate. And I'm gonna update. After you click update, this part is done. You can close this tab and go and work in the content for the next one. We already finished with what's an array. Now I'm gonna edit the content. I'm gonna give one click, and as you can see, it opened a separate different tab. Right here, I'm putting we are teaching how to add elements to an array using the push and the unshift. And I have a little bit of code that I would like them to use. The way that we're going to be adding snippets of code is going to be, first of all use a horizontal line, and then a second horizontal line, and we're going to be putting the code in the middle right here. And did you see this icon right here? This one right here. This is the icon that would allow us to insert code into the blog post or into the lesson. I click, first of all, I select and I put the cursor in the place where I want the snip of code, and then I just click this button, and in this case I already have it. Push the button add, and right there. Finally, I just gonna copy this code to your computer and execute it. Don't forget to put 0 right there, and this byte size is done. Basically, we are teaching them how to use the push and the unshift methods, and their teacher is gonna be executing and explaining that one in the class. Update. See this part right here? It says I am saving. When it becomes solid, that means it's safe. So always wait until that part is done, because if you do changes or close it before, you run the risk that the work that you did, it will not be safe. That's in the good case. One time it happened to me that I was closing it while it was saving, and it messed up the whole database. I had to go and work in the database to be able to bring the whole course back alive. So that would be a very bad day. So if wait until it's solid, and then you can, the old changes has been saved, then you can just close the tab and go and work in the next one. Remember, you click the pencil icon to edit. This one is going to be the remove. We're going to be teaching them how to remove items. And to do that one, I have an example. And if you remember, I'm going to put my horizontal line. Then I'm going to click this button, pass the code that I already, you can type it right there if you want. In this case, I already. Don't forget to put another horizontal line in the bottom. I just giving them the instructions to copy the code and review it in class. Make sure that you change this to 0. Click right here, update. Right now it's saving everything, and wait until the icon becomes solid. When it becomes solid, you are safe to close the tab, like right now. After that, this portion is done. How to access information in the array. I'm just passing right now because I already did the pre-work before I came here. You can see all, and I'm not telling you what I'm putting right there because you all know what is an array. This is just an explanation of what is an array for a beginner who doesn't know anything about coding. Just telling them, and basically this is a guideline that is going to help the teacher and the students, and this is pretended to be seen in class. Okay, don't forget to put 0 right there and update. And once again, remember, wait until this thing is done. Right now, I'm just gonna go and put the content for all these ones right here. If you want, you can go ahead and skip all the way when I create the quiz, because that's a little bit different, but all of the other ones are gonna be very similar. But I wanna do it, I wanna do a whole one so you can see one from beginning and end. So, right now we're gonna do number 5, modify items. And I'm just gonna hit the word update. Don't forget to put 0 right here. I'm going to close this one right here. Now, it's going to be working in the number 6. This part is important. I'm just pasting the code that I already, the content that I already create. But right now, I'm going to show you how to link the videos. As I'm gonna go to the plural side, and I already select exactly this is a video that I want them to see in this precise moment. So basically I copy the URL, and right here I'm gonna select the word array, insert or edit link. I'm gonna click right here in this specific wheel and open link in another tab, and then paste the URL. This is very important, so basically when they click right there, they don't exit the course class. So add the link. But always on top of that, I always like to add a picture of, so I'm gonna say add media, and in the media right here you can find this picture right here. It's already right there. That's the one that I've been using for different classes. So I'm just gonna insert into page right there, and you can select what size you want. In this case I'm gonna make it a little bit smaller. For example, right now I have a full size. I'm gonna say medium, for example, and update. But the most important thing is I'm gonna come right here and insert link also in the picture. Remember to open in a different tab. I'm gonna paste. This is the URL that goes to the plural side video that we already saw. So when they click right there, they can go specific to that video. It's highly recommended that you put videos from the plural side, so the students they need to use that resource and they get used to do it. Okay, I just wanted to show you how to add one of these pictures right here. Or in this, if you want to make it a little bit bigger, just remember, in this case, let's gonna make it larger, like a full size, or just large. Update. Right there, that looks like a good size. And update. One is the solid. Don't forget to make sure that you have 0 right there. I forgot a couple of times, and then when I was reviewing the classes, I find out that I was running out of the time of being clocking out. So I'm gonna close this one right here, and I'm gonna exit the plural side as well. Oh, right here we are in the coding exercise. Okay, in the coding exercise you can do whatever exercise, something similar that is related to what we learned in the class. Something that I like to do, you don't have to do it, but I do it, is I put this picture on the top that it says coding exercise, insert into page, right there. Then I just put the instructions right here of what is a coding exercise. In this case, is create a program that has an array, then asks the user for 3 numbers, one at a time, using the prompt, stores them in the array, and then print them into the console. Very simple, and usually I like to add, to finish the coding exercise with this picture right here. You don't have to do this. I just do it because, don't ask me why, but I just put a picture like may the force be with you. And yeah, that's it. Just the coding exercise, because this is going to be an easy one, because it's intended to be done by the students in class after they learn the information or the content that we just created before. Update. And actually I forgot to put 0 right there, so I'm gonna wait until this thing finish. Don't do anything before, because we have to wait. Now this is very important. Every time, just remember, put that one to 0 and hit update. Then we have the homework. Right here, I do exactly the same. You don't have to do it. I think that it looks good, but basically I at this picture right here. See, it says homework. This is already right there. If you would like to add that to your homeworks, you just need to put the cursor in the very top, say add media, and from the media library, it's already there. Just click this one and insert into page. And right there. I like to put that one always in the top. And right here I give them a very basic homework. Watch 20 minutes of just watch 20 minutes more of the plural side. Practice the coding exercise that we did at home. Review section 8. Even if you don't understand it, just take a look and do the quiz in this part. So we have the homework right here. Don't forget, I have forever to do this one and update. After that, now we came to the very last part, the quiz. Let's gonna create the questions. I already created questions in advance. Very basic questions. Usually I put multiple options or true or false. Those are the ones that I advise you to use. You can use other type of questions, but those are the ones that the software will be able to record the grade by itself. And here we go. Edit. Before anything, let's go to the very bottom. And let's gonna give it a duration. In this case, I wanna give them 15 minutes to do it. They must to have at least 75 of good, and they can retake the class 4 times. So you can set up the parameters that you wanted. You wanna make them just 1, or you wanna make it 10, or if you want, you can say with 60 they are good. 75 I like it, because it's just 3 or 4 questions per quiz, so not really hard to do. And I always give them 4 chances to do. 15 minutes each time. Make sure that this part right here is hide, because if you put show, it's gonna be showing the questions before the student enter to the class. Okay, now that we do this setup, let's gonna go to this part right here that it says questions, and right there is gonna be the place where I'm gonna be putting the questions that I have. For example, the first question is, what's an array? And right here you can see that I have fill in the blank. I don't use that one. I advise you not to use it. Single choice. I don't know why it would be a single choice. I like to put, usually I use those 2 all the time. Multiple choice, true or false. In this case, this is gonna be a multiple choice. And if you can see, it gives you 3 options of what it could be. I already used my 3 options, but I want to put 1 more. Very simple. You can push this button to say add option, but actually it's already given it to you right here. And right there. Now, this check means which one is going to be the right answer. In this case, an array, a special variable which can hold more than 1 value, is going to be this one. And it can have multiple truths. So in this case, I just choose 1, but if you want to make some of them, so in this case, it's just 1. So, first question, done. Let's gonna add a couple of more questions. I try to not put too many questions, just to don't make it hard on the students. Just 4 or 5 questions per quiz. Push will insert 7 into the end of the array. Push, and this one is going to be a true or false. And actually, in this case, the answer is going to be true, because yes, if you put 7 right there, it's going to add it to the end of the array. And I'm going to leave true. It's already clicked. I'm going to leave it like that. Next question right here. Unshift will remove the first item in the array, and this is going to be also a true or false. But in this case, it's false, because we know the unshift actually will add 1 to the beginning, not remove. This is just a tricky question for the students. And I'm going to add just 1 more question. You can add as many questions as you want. I like to leave it just in 5. But you, as a content creator, you have freedom to do whichever you want. Oh, I choose wrong. I want this one to be true or false. So I'm gonna change it to true or false. Are you sure you want to convert to new? Yes, I want user. Okay, option first. True, false. And in this case, false is the right. My array invert will invert the order, and no, we know that actually the method invert doesn't exist. It's reverse. So another tricky question for the students. Okay, I'm gonna leave it like this. These are gonna be just the 4 questions. Just one more time, make sure that you have the time that you wanna, and please put a specific time so the students know that they are always timed. Don't forget to put what grade that you want. In this case, I put 75, but you can lower it if you say like a 65 or higher, or retake 4 times. So in this case, I'm just gonna put 70, for example. They can take it 4 times. Do you remember when I was showing you the class where I couldn't log into one of the quizzes? It's because I already logged in that one 4 times and I failed it 4 times. Okay. After that one, update. Then we can close. After this, it's solid. The icon is solid. Let's gonna just close this tab, and finally, and very important, we are going back to the top and save all the changes. Once again, save course. Very important, because if you don't save it, all the work that you did, there is a chance that it's gonna be lost. Okay, and you need to wait until until the icon becomes solid. If you close it right now, you can lose all the work that you did, or you can actually mess up with the database, which we can fix, not a problem. But I would prefer if you don't break the database, so I don't have to go back and restrain the things. It's avoid me the work to go back and to do it. Okay, so but after that, you can visit the site. Let's gonna go and visit the site. Let's go to courses. Let's gonna go to the JavaScript one. And in the very bottom, you can see that we have the section 7, the arrays, the one that we just created, and it's ready. You can see right here that I put the picture, and usually I like to go and review really quick what I did. So I come right here and I read it. Right now I won't read it because I'm gonna read it after I finish the video. I just gonna go and do a quick visual review. After the video, I'm gonna go and review the whole to see if I made a mistake, and if I made a mistake, I go back and I change the error. Right here you can see very small byte sizes. Basically, it's just a guide for the teacher, whoever is going to be teaching the class, and the students, of what is going to be the topic, and more about native methods. And right here is, do you remember that we add this? This is when we click right here, it goes straight to that specific video that I explained before. And this is a video about arrays. If you are teaching the class about while loops, you can click this one and save the URL for. Okay. Coding exercise. Homework. See how I have this picture right here in the top? That's what I like to put it right there. And then finally the quiz. I start the quiz one time. You can see right here there is time, and then you can start choosing, for example, what's an array? A special variable which can hold more than one value or something. Right now I'm just gonna be clicking. I'm gonna click, okay, I'm gonna Next, if you click finish quiz, you're gonna have wrong all the rest ones. So push 7 will insert. Yeah, it will done. So next, you can go previous to the previous. Next, do not push finish the quiz until you are done with the quiz. On shift, I know this one is false. And this one is false as well. See, we don't have next because we don't have more questions. So just finish the quiz. Are you sure? And actually, I like to do the quiz one time just to make sure that, see, I have 4 out of 4. That means that everything is fine. After this part is done. After you completed creating the content of one of these sections, you can come right here and change the color to green. So everybody knows that that section is already finished and who created. After this, basically is just repeat. Choose another section, log in as an administrator to the site, and start working and creating the content. If you have any questions, you can send me an email or you can find me preferably on Slack. But right here is all the information. I hope this video was helpful so you understand and so I can explain myself and make it clear how it's going to be the way that we're going to be creating the content for this class for the Utah Department of Work Services on the Refugee Division. Thank you.